You know the story. Flickering lights in the sky, a strange sense of lost time. And then, these terrifying memories of weird beings and bizarre medical exams. For decades, that's been the classic alien abduction story. But what if that whole story, the one we all think we know, is actually a masterfully crafted lie? So let's just get right to the heart of it. The one big question this whole thing hinges on. What if these absolutely terrifying, life-changing experiences have nothing, and I mean nothing, to do with aliens? See, today we're diving into a really controversial theory from our source material, and it claims that the entire hostile alien abduction phenomenon is actually a very sophisticated, very human psychological operation. Now, according to the source for this explainer, the whole narrative of evil aliens isn't some truth we're slowly uncovering. Nope, it's a deception that's actively being built. So to really get it, you have to understand the two very different stories at play. Okay, so on one side, you've got the popular version, right? The one we see in movies. Hostile ETs are grabbing people out of their beds for who knows what reason. But on the other side, the source makes this completely different claim, that these are actually staged events pulled off by human beings with a very specific and very hidden agenda. And the source really couldn't be any more direct about it. The claim, plain and simple, is that we're blaming the wrong people. These aren't encounters with beings from other worlds. They're operations run by very secretive human groups. So the obvious question is, if this is all one big trick, how in the world could they pull it off? Well, the source alleges it's this potent mix of super advanced tech, serious psychological manipulation, and the systematic corruption of the very research that was supposed to be getting to the bottom of it all. And this is where it gets really tactical. The source actually cites whistleblowers. One was apparently a special forces operator who described using man-made craft that looked like flying saucers, Hollywood-level masks and makeup, disorienting drugs, and even electronic warfare to stage these abductions. The goal was to implant memories and make the victims genuinely believe they'd had an encounter with aliens. But, faking the events is really only half the job. According to the source, if you want to control the story, you also have to control the research. And the claims here, well, they're pretty explosive. Just listen to this. This is a direct quote that the speaker attributes to a Harvard psychiatrist, Dr. John Mack. He allegedly admitted to putting his research subjects on hallucinogens. We're talking things like LSD, and then using hypnosis to lead them into their abduction memories. The source holds this up as a prime example of completely corrupted science, not objective research. And that one anecdote is part of a much wider claim of data manipulation. According to the source, the big research databases were supposedly sanitized. So anytime a witness mentioned seeing military personnel, that part got scrubbed. Any reports of peaceful or positive encounters, deleted. And the money? It was funneled to researchers who would push the scary alien story, which of course completely skewed public perception towards fear. And that brings us to the biggest question of all. Why? I mean, why would anyone go through all this trouble, this massive effort, just to create a fake alien threat? The source suggests a two-part agenda, and it's all about power and, you guessed it, money. Okay, so part one, suppress technology. The claim is that the real reason for all the UFO secrecy is to hide game-changing energy and propulsion systems that would totally wreck the global oil and gas economy. Part two, manufacture an enemy. Create a state of constant fear and war to keep control. And to back this up, the source material points to a chilling deathbed warning, supposedly from the famous rocket scientist Wernher von Braun. The warning was that the final card the military-industrial complex would play would be a fake alien threat, all designed to justify endless war budgets and global control. So, if this isn't the constitutional government we all know, who exactly does the source claim is pulling the strings here? Well, the theory points to a very specific, incredibly powerful group that's operating completely in the dark. The source gives it a name, the Illegal Secret Government, or ISG. And it's important to understand this is described as not being the government you vote for. Think of it as an unsanctioned rogue element that's operating totally outside the law with zero oversight. A really key part of this whole theory is the unbelievable technological advantage this supposed ISG has. I mean, the source isn't just talking about a small gap. It's a massive chasm between what they have and what the official public government has. And to help you picture it, the source gives this stunning example. The absolute best that the official US government has is something like the B-2 stealth bomber. But at the same time, the ISG allegedly has fully operational anti-gravity craft that could literally fly circles around it. That really paints a picture of the power imbalance we're talking about. And their power supposedly goes way beyond just cool ships. We're talking about surveillance technology that can't be blocked, portable EMP weapons that can shut down a city, advanced biotech, and of course, human assets embedded everywhere. Government, media, you name it. According to the source, this is exactly why the group is so powerful and why its secrets are kept so well. So, when you're up against a hidden group this powerful, what do you even do? Well, the last part of this explainer is all about the source's long push to bring all this to light. And their main strategy has always been something called whistleblower amnesty. And as you can see right here, this is not a new fight. The source says they've been pushing for amnesty for insiders since way back in the early 90s. And then, in 2022, a huge breakthrough. The Senate actually put a safe harbor clause in a bill which would have protected these whistleblowers. But then, in 2023, that exact provision was stripped out of the final bill, a huge setback. So just let that sink in for a second. The source emphasizes that for over 30 years, the main goal has been to create a safe, legal way for the people on the inside of these programs to come forward and tell the truth. And it's really important to know the stated goal here isn't some violent takedown, it's a peaceful transition. The source even calls it an internal operation paperclip, where patriotic people inside these illegal programs are given a safe way to cooperate with the lawful government and bring everything back under constitutional control. And all of that leaves us right here with this final question. The source material we've gone through paints this incredibly complex and frankly disturbing picture of a conspiracy hidden in plain sight, a psychological war being waged on all of us. Is it just a wild theory, or is it a shocking truth that's waiting to come out? The only thing we know for sure is that it completely challenges everything we thought we knew about UFOs.